episode on Sunnylanka. I'm your host Priya, and today we're making a dish that been requested so many times by my viewers, and I'm so sorry that it took me this long to make it. It is the special Sri Lankan brinjal dish. It is very common in Sri Lanka to have this dish served at all the special occasions. Let's start off with the ingredients. So there are two very quick parts. Both the parts are fairly quick to the dish. The first part is the deep frying of the brinjal or eggplant. Here in North America we get these humongous eggplants, and they need to be cut down, but you want to try and get a piece of the skin in each piece, because otherwise it just absorbs too much of the oil when you're deep frying. I have 2.5 pounds of brinjal. That would be about 1 kilo of brinjal. You don't have to use that many. You can even half this recipe. We'll also need turmeric. Because of the large amount of brinjal, I have here about a half teaspoon of turmeric, salt to taste, and oil for deep frying. I'm not going to tell you the quantity. It depends on the dish, the vessel that you're going to be using for the deep fry. Okay, and for the second part, these are the ingredients we'll need. It's a large onion chopped, 3 to 4 cloves of garlic sliced, 2 green chilies. These are large green chilies that I've slit lengthwise, 2 sprigs of curry leaf. I have them fresh. It's better to use fresh. A lime-size ball of tamarind, or you could use about 1.5 tablespoons of tamarind paste, which we will be diluting in 3/4 cup of water. 1 tablespoon of chili powder. If your chili powder is very hot like mine, then you can use half a tablespoon of the chili powder and half the tablespoon of paprika to balance it out. 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seeds, half teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. So let's get started with the frying of the brinjal. So first off, I'm using a larger mixing bowl, and just going to put on my eggplant in there. I guess I have to do it in batches because it's too much. Otherwise, I'll do it in 2 batches. But to that, I'm just going to add in salt, and this is to taste. So you don't want to put in too much salt because then it absorbs more of the oil. And the turmeric, I have them in 2 batches, so I'll put in half of the turmeric. And then just give it a good mix. Basically to coat the turmeric and the salt into everything. There, it's mixed in nicely. And then we're just going to let it sit for a bit. It draws out some of the moisture. That'll help give you a crisper eggplant after it's been fried. Okay, so I'm going to do that with the rest of it, and then set it aside for maybe about 10 to 15 minutes to let it rest. So it's been about 5 minutes now, and I still have a little time to go while the eggplant is resting. I'm going to get the oil heated up to fry. So make sure you use a slotted spoon. I have a heavy bottom pan with oil, about an inch and a half of oil in there. And like I said, it depends on the vessel that you're using, how much oil you'll need for it. So heat up the oil, and you want to heat it up to between a medium and a medium high, I guess. And also just make sure you have lots of paper towels in a bowl or a tray beside to drain out all of the excess oil when you take it out of the oil. Okay, so once the eggplant has been resting enough and the oil is heated up, to know that it is ready, what I would do is just drop in one of your pieces and see that it sizzles like that. You want to add them in gradually and away from you. You know, the basic principles of frying, deep frying, I guess. So spread them out so that they fry evenly. And you want to flip them halfway through for a nice crispy golden brown color. And don't overcrowd the pan when you're doing it. So the reason I said that this is the first part is because you literally could do this up to 2 to 3 days ahead. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to fry, and then I'll toss it on the other side and I'll drain it out. So I'll get back to you once all of the brinjal or eggplant is fried up. So now I have all of the brinjal fried up, and I've also in the meantime diluted the tamarind with the water, the 3/4 cup of water, and it's fairly a thick paste. I mean, not a paste, but fairly thick liquid. And you can see that the eggplant or the brinjal has reduced drastically from the quantity that I have. So let's get started now with the second part of the dish, and it moves along very quickly. Okay, so now to a heavy bottom pan. I'm using a clay pot because it really does bring out a good flavor to the dish. Put in a little bit of oil. I'm stressing on the amount of oil, that it has to be very little. I have here less than a tablespoon, maybe half a tablespoon of oil that I've just spread around. Okay, so once the oil is heated up, or while it's heating up, I put in the mustard seeds and wait for them to splutter. Okay, so my oil is hot enough, and now I can add in the fenugreek seeds. Just roast it lightly, and you don't want to burn it because it tastes bitter. Add in your onions, and this prevents the fenugreek from burning further. Okay. I'm going to put in my green chili and garlic. Give everything a toss. And my 2 sprigs of curry leaf, I'll just take them right off there. And since they are very tender, I can also use the stem. And the curry leaves definitely can be eaten because it's really good, especially for your hair. They make oil flavored with curry leaf, and it's said to be very good for your hair. Okay, so as you can see, I hardly have any oil in the pan. I'm going to let the onions fry slightly. We don't want to add in too much salt because we've already added in the salt to the brinjal or eggplant. But to just brown the onions slightly, I'm going to add in a little bit. This is more like pickle because you can't have a lot of it. I wouldn't call it a side dish. It's more like a pickle. It's pretty rich, and it can keep for a long time because of the tamarind, which is a preservative or preserving agent rather, and it has a very nice tangy, spicy and tangy flavor. Okay, the onions are brown. Now I'm going to add in the chili powder. And I only want to slightly roast the chili powder because otherwise I'll start sneezing. It'll get a little too strong. But you just want to take out the rawness of the powder, I guess. So just heat it through. And then, as soon as you can start smelling it, add in your tamarind paste. And you're making sort of curry at this point, or gravy. And it's very thick. You can add in some more water if you feel it's not sufficient. But I'm going to add in one more thing that I didn't mention earlier. It is about a teaspoon, or I should not say a teaspoon, maybe about 3/4 of a teaspoon. A little less than a full teaspoon, okay? So a little bit less. Sugar, white sugar. And I just remembered this. This is optional, but if you are going more for a pickle dish, this will really help. It would add another flavor to that, so it'll be spicy, tangy, and sweet. Okay, so I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons more of water. Okay, and this is the point where you can taste test to see that you have enough salt and everything is balanced. I need just a little bit more salt, but I'm not going to add any because it has it in the brinjal. Okay. So everything else is cooked and it's thickened, as you can see. So at this point, I'm just going to add in all of my brinjal. Oops, not the paper towel. Okay, and you're going to give it a good mix. But you also notice there's a lot of oil that comes out of it, if I can show you that. Right, so that's why we had to be easy on the oil in the beginning. And this you want to cook down for about 2 to 3 minutes, so everything incorporates and it's the flavors all blend in. So as you can see, all of the oil is oozing out from and there is a lot of it, quite a bit. Okay, so just let it sit for a bit, and after 2 minutes you can turn off the stove. Okay, so now it's been about 2 minutes. I'm going to turn off the stove, and then I don't want to have all of this oil in my dish. So what I do is I'll just scoop up everything onto a side here. And let it drain. Okay, but if you were to put it into a bottle, which you can do because it's sort of a pickle that'll keep for about a week maybe, you should have it in with the oil. And then when you take it off, you want to make sure you drain the oil at that point. But I'm going to have this for a lunch for today. So I'm going to be serving this for lunch today. So I'm going to drain out as much oil as I can before it goes in the serving dish. So there you go, folks. Today's dish, special Sri Lankan brinjal dish. It is a brinjal pickle of sorts. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please do try this dish and share your results with me. You can post comments down below or even connect with me on Facebook page, Sunnylanka Sri Lankan Homestyle Cooking. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe. You'll be the first to know once a video has been uploaded. And do share and like this video to show your support. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Ayubowan.